Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game 42 of the Real Racquetball Show. Maurice, how are you?
What's going on, Mike? I'm doing all right. Hey, everybody.
Fantastic. We want to welcome everybody to the Real Racquetball Show. We've got a couple really good topics we're going to talk about. We do want you to like, share the feed. We want to make this go as far as we possibly can. We have a special guest for tonight that has done some amazing things in racquetball, and we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to meet her before they start saying we can't do anything, because this person took on and said I can do something and just went and did it. So it's really cool. So I'm looking forward to everybody getting a chance to meet her. So what's going on in Atlanta? Anything great?
Hot. It's just hot. Which you know me. I don't like the cold, but being that the cold's just ending and it's hot. It's gonna be like 90s this week. And then just playing, having a little bit of fun, being with my daughter. That's pretty much it. How about you, Mike?
Good deal. Just working. We got championships coming up. A lot going on right now. A lot of some of them we're going to talk about here in just a second. So let's just jump right in. We're going to talk a little bit about the national championships. Everybody knows that the national doubles and singles are starting next week, and we have got a lot of moving parts to put that together. It's the 25th through the 29th of next week. Team qualifying, the brackets have filled up just really impressive. There's going to be a lot of great racquetball played next week. It'll all be live streamed, so watch for it. Stuart Solomon's going to head up our live streaming at this event, so watch that. We've got about, I think it was 250 entries is what it was this morning. I was looking at it.
Wow.
Down a little bit from what I'd like it to be, but I think we're going to have a really good tournament. It's enough that we're going to get some good competition and give some people some medals for being national champions.
Yeah,
so that's going to be a lot of fun. And something else we do at this event, of course, is the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which again will be live streamed. So if you're not able to be there, watch it. It is Saturday evening it's at the College Station Hilton. And if you're in the area and want to come by and watch it live, it's in the Blue Bonnet Grand Ballroom at the College Station Hilton. It's one of the host hotels. So you'll be able to make it. The VIP reception, Hall of Fame member section starts at 5:45. Doors open at 6:30. We are serving dinner. So dinner starts at 7 and the program starts at 7:30.
Okay.
So
all right.
We hope to see everybody there. And if you're not able to make it to the event, please log in. It's going to be really cool. We're inducting a couple really, really impressive people. Our 2021 induction, we're going to celebrate Amy Roller as new Hall of Fame member. She was inducted last year, but we're going to celebrate her induction this year. We've got two 2022 Hall of Fame inductions. Dave Azuma and John Ellis are both being inducted this year. So if you want to tune in, watch the induction. Now, John is elected not to celebrate and receive his award this year. He's going to put it off till next year. We're going to honor that request. We feel very strongly that we want John to have the perfect situation for his acceptance. But we'll show a short video, and his induction is then this year. So he is in the Hall of Fame. We're just going to celebrate and hand him his award in next year's ceremony. But Amy and Dave will both be there to accept their award, and we get to hear a little bit about their story. So
nice.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Absolutely. Then after that, we've got juniors. I call it Junior Nationals. Some people call it Junior Olympics, National Junior Olympic Championships. It's going to be June 22nd through the 26th in Des Moines, Iowa. Fantastic facility. Looking forward to crowning some junior champions out there, and for the junior national team also. And then I think the month after that, we've got the Team Root Outdoor Nationals. July 14th through the 17th in Huntington Beach, California. Mike, you might be able to drive me out. Might bring me out there one time. You never know. Just one time.
I got a chance to go out there last year, and
Mm.
it's just an absolute beautiful facility. That is
Mm.
neat. So anybody that's in that area, sign up for that one, because that was really cool. And it's, Team Root and Pro Kinetics help sponsor that and make that happen.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
One day I'll be able to go. Like, we got 3 ball, but that's fine. And then we got U.S. Open Championships, Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Yep.
September 28th through October 2nd. The link will be out soon for that one. We're gonna make sure the website is good for everybody. We don't want to put out an incomplete product first.
Right.
We want all the information out there. Connor's working on it.
Yeah.
A lot.
He's
pretty busy.
He's pretty immersed in getting the doubles and singles set up right now.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as we get back, we're going to work really hard on getting that website up and get all the information to everybody. But you know where it is, you know when it is. It's going to be great. All the best in the world will all be there to compete. So make plans. Speaking of all the best getting together to compete. Boy, I'm having trouble speaking tonight. The World Games, we've got a little bit of an update about the World Games. That really has been a lot of moving parts in that episode also. And for those that aren't sure what the World Games means for racquetball, it's the top 15 men and the top 15 women. It's singles only, all get together, and they compete from July the 10th through July the 13th. And it's all the entire tournament. All of those matches are played on our glass court. And we're setting it up at the University of Alabama campus, the rec center. So we're moving the court, or we have moved the court out of the Target Center, and we have a picture of the there it is. There's the truck with all the parts on it, and it's getting ready to pull out of the basement of the Target Center to make its journey over to Birmingham, Alabama. Really neat. And I want to give a really huge thank you out to Connor. Of course, he coordinated this entire effort, and it was a huge effort. Eddie Meredith, Anthony Herrera, Trent Stewart, they took 3 days to do this move out from the basement of the Target Center. And it's not like normally we'd move the court up 2 or 3 floors, put it up in the gymnasium of the Target Center. This had to go up even more to get it out to street level. So it took Connor, Eddie, Anthony, Trent, and about 15 other guys 3 days to move that court out of there, crate it up, put it on a truck so it can move. They spent 300 hours working on this. And once it was put on the 53-foot truck, it's about 40,000 pounds.
Wow.
And those of you that want to do the math, that's about 20 tons of court. It's a huge endeavor, and we really want to thank everybody that put all that work into it. It was a lot of work, a lot of moving parts, and they had to delay the move out process a couple of different times because there were activities going on at the Target Center. We couldn't stop the things that were going on. Basketball, NBA basketball was going on. They had some concerts going on, so it was an amazing feat. Connor did a great job coordinating it, and everybody pulled together and made it happen. So the court actually arrived today. It's in Birmingham now, and they've offloaded it into a storage place. So it will store for a month and a half, and then they will pull it out. And Eddie, Anthony, and I think Trent's going at that one also, are going to go to Birmingham and build our court and get ready for the World Games.
Wow.
So it's really going to be amazing. We're going to show off what racquetball is to the world and what USA Racquetball's glass court looks like, and show the world what the best of racquetball is. So we're really excited about it. And anybody that's thinking about going, if you go to the World Games website, this is a huge event. This is not just a racquetball tournament. This is a whole lot of other different sports that are really fascinating sports. But Bob Frazier is heading up the volunteer part and a lot of different parts. He's the man doing all the local work. But if you reach out to Bob Frazier, if you'd like to volunteer to help the racquetball portion go smoothly, reach out to Bob. His email address is there on your screen, bob.frazier@mchsi.com, and he will help make that coordination happen. And you get a credential and a pass to go watch the racquetball and watch the different things going on. This is a huge event. This is the first time the World Games have been in the U.S. in many, many years. So everybody get a chance. Make it to Birmingham if you can. If you can't, we believe it's going to be streamed. This isn't something that USA Racquetball has any control over, and there are a lot of different rights holders in these type of big multinational events. So we don't have details exactly on the streaming yet, but stay tuned. We will eventually, and we will be sure and pass that on. We want to really blow up the numbers. We want the world to see that racquetball is huge and the following is going to support it. It will make a big difference in racquetball being included in a lot of the other international sports going forward. So we'll be sure to put a lot of information out. You'll hear us talking about the World Games quite a bit because we really need to get a lot of people focusing on racquetball in the international stage. And it's really why the court's being set up and why we're going to all this work and effort to get that venue looking as spectacular as possible. Really neat stuff. And I'm fully expect to run into you there.
Yeah. I planned, what was it? I talked to Renee about it.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try to get my brother and I to come down. Was it the Monday? It's one of those days. We talked about it. I think I'm going to be pulling down there too.
Good. That's not too far from you, is it?
Sorry? No, it's only 3 hours maybe.
3 hours, yeah. So cool. We'll get together and have dinner or something.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Now it's time for us to bring in our very, very special guest. And we would like to introduce the May 2022 Real Racquetball Champion, Janet Kelley. Janet, welcome to the Real Racquetball Show and congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks, Maurice. It's so
Absolutely.
nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah. This is so neat to finally get a chance to meet you.
Yes.
I've read the articles, and I know there's an article going out in the newsletter. Newsletter comes out tomorrow about your winning this award and about your club and all the things you've done. So I got a chance to read through it a little bit, and I'm just fascinated and blown away with all the work that you've done there. So I really just want to kind of let you tell everybody kind of your story about how you created this court. And just so everybody knows, Janet is the founder and president of the Honolulu Racquetball Club.
That's it. That's correct.
Yeah. So, Janet, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about how you got to have this court.
It's a successful pandemic story. But first, Mike, I just want to thank you and Maurice for having me today, and also to my friend Cheryl Kirk, who's part of the board. Whoever nominated me, it's very humbling. Racquetball is my passion. I am a marketing professional from Honolulu, own a full-service marketing and PR firm, and I have been playing racquetball competitively since 1993. I hailed originally from the famous Honolulu Club, where Egan Inoue, aka E-Force, came from. Yeah. And we played racquetball at the Honolulu Club since it opened in the early 1980, and it was the place. 10 courts. We hosted every state championship, the likes of Joe Lee and Jimmy Lowe and Egan, and we even had a national tournament there that Cheryl won back in 2002.
There we go. I think if they still had 10 courts there, we would find a way to put another one there.
Mm-hmm. We had a wonderful ladies pro stomp that had a $5,000 cash prize from a military contractor. Military is everything here. Yeah. So you got to understand the island of Oahu. The island of Oahu is dotted with military bases everywhere with great old racquetball courts. Mm-hmm. Since 9/11, we can't get on there if we're not active duty. They're pretty much closed. We used to be able to play there. Honolulu Club had 8,000 members, and it was the racquetball hub.
Wow.
So,
that's great.
We'd have to wait for hours just to get on a court. So we were very spoiled. And during the pandemic, it closed. It closed in October of 2020. Yeah. So, of course, and also the 2 Ys closed. There was not one single racquetball court for the community. And Hawaii reopened around that time, the summer, the following summer.
Yeah.
So long story short, my friend who told me not to name her, but I should. She's coming with me to Texas next week. You'll all meet her. My dear friend, she's a local attorney here and a great racquetball player. We were having lunch one day and we thought, hey, we know of this old racquetball court, and we both work in downtown Honolulu where I'm at today. We know of this old racquetball court that no one's ever played at for 20 years. Wonder if it might still be, there. We knew there was no racquetball happening because we would have heard about it. This is a small island. So long story short, we trotted down there. We looked in the window. It's on the top of a building that overlooks Aloha Tower. It's an absolutely amazing location. We peeked in the window and there's our park. There's Aloha Tower. And there is actually me and Cheryl playing at the last national tournament. And that is the court. It's in a parking lot, at the top of a parking lot in a place called Topa Tower. It's a double tower overlooking the ocean and Aloha Tower. We peeked in the window and it was just filled with equipment and filled with, and it was gross. It was just a mess. So I will fast forward since I only have 5 minutes.
You're fine.
You're fine. Yeah, really.
Okay. I promise you're fine.
So what we did was we contacted the building only to find out this is about October of 2020 when the Honolulu club closed. And we had nowhere at all to play. And we were all dying. And we were like, in the sense of not getting to play racquetball. And so we contacted the management and hammered out after 7 months, because my partner's an attorney, we hammered out a lease arrangement to lease this facility. So we get the lease, and then it is in such dire shape. The walls, it's a old concrete style, very, very, very fun, fast court.
Yeah.
But the walls had to be redone. The ceiling, the lights, the fans, the door, the windows, it was complete gut. And so my husband, who's been in construction for the better part of 40 years, agreed to do it, Dave Kelley. And he spent the next 4 months, him and his son and all his friends, learning how to reconstruct a broken down racquetball court. Mind you, they've never done this before. They're calling all the leaders in the industry in Florida, California, ordering parts and talking to everybody. And honestly, when we opened on July 5th of 2021, I had a huge crowd come out, and now we have 30 members.
Wow.
And we have a ball. The cool part about this is I have a full-time job just down the street. There's not even an office where someone could be to facilitate running a court. And so we had to come up with a virtual method of management and reservation and payment. And through this great company called Court Reserve that works with racquetball courts around the country, tennis, pickleball,
Court Reserve.
We set up a system where people would sign up, pay their dues, and reserve the court, invite friends, see who other members are, and we hold socials and events, and it's going swimmingly. We even had a squash player come in and say, I'm going to build, because of course, no racquetball, no squash at all.
Right.
I'm going to build a portable squash court with the tin and the wall, and they store it under the court. And we now have 5 squash members that go in 3 days a week, and they set up their temporary squash court, and they play squash, and they love it. So all in all, the risk was worth it. The members absolutely love it. After 1 year being open, I only lost 1 member from someone moving to the mainland. People have reconnected. So it's a combination of members from the Y, the military, from the Honolulu Club. We had a little shootout. We have a couple of club pros, names that you might know. Fran Transfiguration, a high-level open player from Hawaii. Pete Britos, who was on the pro tour for many years. So we have a couple of ways to give lessons, which we give for free, as well as have socials. And it's worked out much better than I could have ever imagined. People warned me. They said, you don't want to turn your racquetball friends into an enemy by starting a business and having to run this business. I'm like, well, what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
We've got to find a way to play racquetball.
Yep.
And so far, it's going really, really beautifully. And we've had lots of guests from the mainland that are members of USA Racquetball. I've been a member of for 20 years. And this, I think, will be my 13th national tournament that I'm getting to play in. So please, the invitation is open to everybody out there. Anytime you're here, everyone comes to Hawaii. You're my guest. And we have a free social every Saturday, keeping the promotion going to introduce members. And it's the URL for the website is honoluluracquetballclub.com.
Yep.
Just shoot me an email if you're coming to town, and we would love to host you. And it's a really beautiful place. We have an open air park right next door. And so far, so good, Mike and Maurice.
Well, if I can get Stuart to put that picture back up just for a moment. When I saw those pictures, I was just thinking, oh my goodness, if you walked out after playing racquetball, what a phenomenal view after playing racquetball to go out and sit and relax a little bit. That's just that park. I can see the bench in that park there. Is that right next to your club? It
is 10 steps from the club.
Yeah.
This is a Hawaiian garden. It's called Honolulu Rooftop Park. It is adjacent right behind the court. So you can see, if you look at this court picture, the trees, it's literally right there. And so we have lunch out there. We have pupus, Hawaiian appetizers. People take a break out there when they're waiting to play. There's actually 10 benches and parks. And at night, Mike, Aloha Tower is lit in different colors at night. This picture doesn't even do it justice. If you go to my website, I'm going to put up new pictures. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a native Hawaiian garden. So it's nice to come out of the court and feel the cool trade winds. Yeah. It immediately cools you off. So it's different. It's unique.
Yeah. Well, I've never been to Hawaii, but that's a real good enticement. It was a really good enticement to go anyway. But now there's a racquetball court that's that beautiful. That's really amazing.
Thank you. We're really, really enjoying it, and it saved us. You know, you guys are racquetball players. You know how it is. If we didn't have anywhere else to play, we would have had to pick up other sports, which we tried during the pandemic, and just didn't cut it. So. Yeah, there's 9 of us coming out to nationals, Mike. We can't wait to see you all.
Yeah, that is really impressive. I can't wait to meet you. That's really cool. I'm glad you're coming. Do you make it back to the mainland very often?
My hometown is Sacramento. My twin sister was on the All-Army team in the 80s.
Wow.
She was a national champion with her partner, doubles partner. Yes, I'm very close. My son is in San Francisco. Very close to my family. We do get back, but not during the pandemic. This is my first vacation in 3 years, and I cannot wait.
Well, we will do everything we can to make it worthwhile. Thank
you.
We're so excited.
That's awesome. And everyone, please come on out to Hawaii and play racquetball with us. We'd love to have you.
That is really impressive, and I just love the fact that you when the clubs that you had closed, which unfortunately the pandemic has had a terrible effect on racquetball. It has really hurt, and we're still finding a lot of things that have happened that, like say, those clubs all closing. I wasn't aware that it wiped out all the courts in Hawaii. That's just a real blow. But then you found this one and fixed, and at least have a court to go play on. So that's really impressive.
Thank you very much. We're really happy it worked out. We were fingers crossed that the facility let us do this virtual style management with no one on premises, and so far so good.
And see, that's what I was about to ask you, is how did you make the decision to make it 100% virtual?
Yeah.
Well, it was out of necessity. We were just not able to do this on top of our regular business. My son is one of my creative directors, and he's also young and techie. I said, Richie, find a way for us to manage this thing virtually online. One thing we know is that everybody across the country in business had to pivot to e-commerce and digital marketing. And so I thought there's got to be a way to do this. And through a lot of testing and patience by my members, we now have a very streamlined system that works, and people are able to reserve their court times. And yeah, it's fantastic. Check out Court Reserve if you're part of a racquetball facility that needs an online reservation system. They're top of the line and very affordable, very affordable.
Okay.
That's impressive. Very,
Yeah.
very impressive. Well, Janet, we've really enjoyed having you on, and congratulations again for being the May Real Racquetball champion.
Thank you, Maurice. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you next week in College Station, Texas.
Can't wait.
So travel safe, and we will see you there.
Thank you. Aloha.
Oh. All right. What a neat lady. I love the drive to just, there's a problem, let's go fix it. How do we make this happen?
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to take a little bit of time. We're just about at 30 minutes, but we have a whole bunch of questions and comments in the comment section. There are a few of them that we can hit real quick and answer, and hopefully give some people some ideas. I'm going to correct one thing. Earlier, I said there's the top 15 men, top 15 women. It's actually the top 16 of each. So I apologize. And the U.S. qualified 2 men and 2 women. So we're really excited about our athletes going to compete at the our portable court. Couple questions that came up, and I'm just going to kind of go through these. And if I miss your question, apologize. But I do want to hit a couple of these because the whole purpose for doing this is to answer questions that people have about things that are going on. So one of them, Jamie Torres. Jamie had a question about the Junior Nationals. As in Tindy, are rental cars recommended? Does anybody have to have this? Is how to best enjoy Junior Nationals write-up. Well, you don't really have to have a rental car. You can take an Uber or something down to the hotel, and the club is like 2 blocks, I believe, from the hotel to the Y. So you don't really have to. Des Moines is a great little city. It's easy to get around in. I would personally recommend, if you get a rental car, there's a lot of great places to go see around Des Moines. It's a neat location. So you don't have to. Absolutely can. Once you get to the hotel, you can walk around most of the places. There are some restaurants and stuff around that area. You don't have to, but I like the freedom. I like to have a car to get around in. There are a lot of neat places to go visit. And when you go to a city, I like to go see what makes that city unique. Let's see. Mike Coulter, thank you for watching. Appreciate you being on. We're looking forward to being in Vegas. I've already got my room reserved. So those of you that are looking to go to 3-Wall Ball, go to Vegas. It's on Halloween weekend. So get your rooms reserved. They sell out all the time. Get them quick. They will be gone. Amir asked a question about the glass court in Birmingham. Wonder if that's going to be the permanent location for it. No, really won't. There's not a place to put it. We want to utilize it for the U.S. Open. So we're not going to keep it in Birmingham. It probably will store somewhere close by there until we've got a place to actually send it to and put it back up. So it'll go to Birmingham for this one event, and then we'll put it somewhere else. We don't have another location scheduled for it. Again, it's very expensive to set that thing up. Those of you that have seen it and know that it took that kind of work just to get it out of the Target Center, putting it back in the Target Center right now is just more than we're going to do. We're going to store it in the crates off-site for right now, and then set it back up when we're ready to go for the next U.S. Open or the next event that may possibly want to use it. Let's see. Who are some of the top 15 players? Amir, good question. And it's the top 15 from around the world. Our qualifiers for the U.S. are Alex Landa and Jake Bredenbeck, and Rhonda Racich and Kehlani Lawrence are going to represent the U.S. Great singles. So it's going to be a lot of really good racquetball. It's only singles, no doubles. So that's going to be really interesting. And all that will be in the article. The newsletter's coming out tomorrow. So there's some really cool stuff in that check it out. If you don't get the newsletter and think you should be, drop us a line. We'll make sure your email address is put in there. Let's see. Norm, appreciate you watching. I could probably spend an hour talking to you about my Harley and my rides. So that's probably this probably isn't the time to do that. So some other time when we get together, we'll sit and chat bikes. Let's see. What else do we have? Let's see. Egan, yep. And Norm, Lance, Nationals in Texas is going to be great. I completely agree with you. Completely agree. Lance, I appreciate you saying that, and hopefully you're going to be there. And if so, come over to the desk, look me up and say hi. All right. All right. Well, I think that was most of the questions on there. I see Terry's Kessling's on there. Everybody knows Terry. Terry, looking forward to seeing you next week. So we will probably, I think that's all the questions we had on there. If anybody has any others, please let us know. We really, really want to be able to answer your questions specifically. We try and think of what we may want to know, but we don't know exactly what you want to know about. So send us a line, send us an email. You can send it to myself, Maurice, or Connor Shane. That goes along with Real Racquetball Champion nominations. We just crowned Janet Kelley, great racquetball champion. So if you have somebody that you know that's doing something great in racquetball, teaching juniors, teaching classes, revitalizing courts, something that someone's doing kind of in the backgrounds to make racquetball grow, send us their short story and we will put them into the mix for a Real Racquetball Champion. All right. I think we are good. And if there aren't any other questions, Maurice, I think we can call this one a wrap.
No, I think we've hit everything. Janet's segment was phenomenal.
That's cool.
That was intriguing. Would love to go there one day. Never been. To me, it looked like a mix of indoor outdoor, right? Like you got the indoor court, but as soon as you step off, you're right there on the beach.
Yeah.
And
why?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm not sure when, but someday I'll go, and now I'll have to take a racket with me. I probably would not even have thought about taking a racket with me to Hawaii, but now I'm gonna have to stick one in my bag.
Hashtag get Mike Wedel on a racquetball court.
There you go. In Hawaii. In Hawaii.
Yeah.
But how cool was that? When she said that club had 10 courts in it to set up a national championship in Hawaii.
That would be interesting.
It'd be cool. Or if not a national championship, it'd be expensive for everybody to go to. But I'd love to just go there for a tournament. That'd be so much fun. Okay.
Like a mini vacation, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. We want to thank everybody. And the game 23 of the Real Racquetball Show, we are doing a special edition show. It's going to be on Sunday, May 29th. It's a special edition national wrap-up show. It will be in the morning on Sunday of the finals. So it's at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, 10 o'clock Central Time, May 29th, Sunday morning. Okay? So mark it on your calendar. We'll send out some social media posts about it. So game 23 of the Real Racquetball Show, Sunday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 10 o'clock Central Time. Please watch it. We're hoping to have some special guests, some of the players, some of the new Team USA members to come over and chat with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So share the feed, send it out. Everybody get on a court. And when you do go to the gym to play, please reserve the court on whatever the club's reservation system is. We want them to be able to track that and know that the courts are full. So please reserve the court. Even if you're just going in to warm up a little bit, reserve the court, let them know that you're using it. All right. It's been a lot of fun. Hope all goes well. I hope I get to see you next week in Texas.
Me too.
So, and everybody else, travel safe to nationals. We will see all of you in College Station, Texas next week. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Like and share the feed. If you got any questions, email Connor. You can email Mike. You can message me on Facebook. It doesn't matter. Reach one, teach one, get someone on the racquetball court. Saw a couple of juniors playing Greenville this weekend in a tent. That was pretty awesome. And yeah, I'll catch everybody on hopefully Sunday.
All right. Thank you
Bye.
all very much.
Bye,
Appreciate it.
everybody.